Hi, how you guys doing? I'm going to be teaching you how to replace a battery. Now, a couple months ago, I got a call from my friend Casey. She calls me up and says, "Hey Jonathan, my car won't start." I ask her, "Give me the symptoms, what's going on?" She says, "I turned my key all the way, no lights on the dash, nothing happens, car wasn't even starting." I told her, "Okay, perfect, that's a battery, that's easy. Take your dad's car, go to the auto parts store, grab a battery for your car, and put it in." She told me, "I can't do that because I don't know how to do a battery." And I said, "Well, you own a car, you should know basic maintenance for it. I mean, it's kind of unacceptable." And she was just like, "Well, I just pay the guys over at the place to have it done for me." I said, "You're going to pay $40 for a job you can do in 10 minutes. I told her, "I'll come over, I'll change it for you, and I'll teach you step by step so next time you don't have to call me and you can do it yourself." She said, "All right." Now, Casey's not alone here. Most of you don't know how to do that. Actually, U.S. News and World Report states 2/3 of American teen drivers do not know any basic automotive maintenance or repair. That's not good. You own a car, you're going to get stranded somewhere. Now, every college student should know this because cost of labor is incredibly pricey. You get a price markup on all the parts you need. And for something you could do at your house, saves you money for food, beer on the weekends, and it's a good thing you want to know. Now the benefits of it is, yes, you save a lot of money in the long run. Guys, you see a girl stranded on the road, chicks kind of dig it when you can come help them out and come to the rescue. And for a little automotive fact, the first vehicle, true automotive car, was in 1885 by Carl Benz in Germany, Mercedes-Benz if you know. And first actually produced in 1912 to 1919 was Ford off the assembly line. Now, think about cars these days, from then all the way up to, I'm saying, about early 80s, late 70s, before Reagan, all cars were easy for, and especially Chevy, if you like Chevys, at home, average Joe, do it yourself. You get your car, anything else on your car, it was meant for you to be able to do it yourself. Every tool, your basic tools you needed, parts, easy access, go home, do it yourself, easy, there you go. Cars from the 80s and on, Reagan, country, everything was going in debt, everything was going bad. Hit the recession. Car makers were like, we got to make things more complicated now. Come in, start getting more revenue in because so people can't do it themselves. That's how you have Volvo when they started coming in, and more foreign cars. They're economical. They thought, hey, we just make it complicated. We have to have service mechanics do this. People are going to bring in more revenue. And that's where people stopped working on their cars. Most people still do, but generally, clearly from U.S. News and World Report, most people don't. Now, starting off, the steps I'm going to teach you on changing a battery is you want to make sure you have the key out of the ignition and your hood's popped. Now, key is important, key out of your ignition, because if your key's in ignition and if it's on accessory and you disconnect your battery, you'll wipe out your drivetrain memory in new cars. So your car's going to run bad. It's going to not keep idle. It's going to want to die. You have to keep constantly driving your car for a few months to actually get it to remember how it drives. Now, after that, you want to make sure your hood's popped, and if you have a newer car, sometimes those little gas hood props go out, so they start to drop, so at least maybe have a hood prop. After that, what you want is you want to make sure you have a clear area and you have the proper tools. Now, if you have an American car or an older car, you're going to either use a 1/2 inch for a battery terminal, 1/2 inch wrench, and a 1/2 inch for a 1/2 inch socket with an extension for the battery hold down. Foreign and new domestics use millimeters, they use metric. You'll either use a 10 millimeter, a 12 millimeter, or a 13 on the hold down for the socket. And Fords, they use an 8 millimeter on the hold down. After you have your proper tools that you need, which you use, I have a 1/2 inch because these are American hold down. These are American terminals. you're going to get the clear space, you're going to want to undo a hold down, your battery hold down. Your hold down is basically, it's strapping your battery to your car so it doesn't juggle around, anything happens. So it's held down. What you're going to want to do is, you're going to start taking it off counterclockwise. After you start doing that, and it's securely off, do that, you can start working on your terminals. Now important, taking off and putting on, you want to make sure, we'll put these on real quick. You want to make sure you take the negative cable off first. It's your main ground wires, so you want to take the negative off first. So with that, get my 1/2 inch. Loosen it up, where you can actually wiggle it, and you just pop it off. Well, it has a wire connected, but you pop it off. Then you do your positive. After you do your positive, take your positive wire off. Now be careful when you're picking up your battery because, and in some cases, old batteries, it depends on the brand, they do leak acid, battery acid. You want to make sure you have gloves, or if not, maybe a rag. Batteries are somewhat heavy, so make sure you have a place to put it. I like a cardboard box because when you go to turn it in as a core, you don't want battery acid leaking in your car. So be careful, pick it up, walk it over, set it in the box, and then you grab your new battery, you get it, and carefully set it in so you don't ding up anything on your engine. Set it in where it needs to be. Now generally I like to put the hold down first when I'm putting the battery back on. So I get the hold down, I'll strap it on. After that, it's nice and tight. I want it nice and tight, make sure nothing budges, it's on there. After that, very important, you want the positive terminal going back on first. If you put the negative on and you put the positive, you could blow a circuit in your computer, or you can electrocute yourself, which is even worse. So positive first, you're going to wrench that back on, nice and tight where you can't move it because you want it nice and strapped on there. Then you want your negative one. Put your negative one on. You want to tighten it nice and tight. Then after that, you want to go to your car, turn it on, put your foot on the accelerator pedal in park, and hold it, your RPMs, at about 2,500 RPMs. This is allowing your alternator to get the voltage through and let the voltage run through so it can sustain the charge. Also is recharging up your battery. Now, after you hold it for about a minute on 2,500 RPMs, you let go, let it idle for a little bit, turn it off, then turn it on and see if it idles up correctly. Turn the car off, close your hood, pop it, or close your hood, go to your car, turn it on, and you can drive away. Now, I demonstrated how to change a battery properly and safely. Now, this will allow you to save a lot more money in the long run. You learn somewhat basic automotive maintenance so you can teach your friend or help a friend out. I taught you how to safely make sure your key's out of your ignition, your hood was popped, you removed the battery hold down, you removed the negative battery terminal, the positive battery terminal, you removed the battery safely, you installed it safely, connected the positive terminal, the negative terminal, turned your car on to let it charge, and then you're good to go.